Hello, my name's Franz. Welcome to MyBoxingCoach.com. At the end of this video, I hope that you've got 3 nice variations of the power right hand or the power backhand. For you southpaws out there, don't worry, it's exactly the same. I know sometimes you get tired of people saying, oh, just swap it round. But when it comes to technical skills, it really is true. I coach you in exactly the same way, whether you're southpaw or whether you're orthodox. The difference is when it comes to tactics. This video is not about tactics. This video is about a technique, a skill. So just reverse it. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Before we get going, when you download your book, The Beginner Boxer Toolkit, join the thousands of others who've downloaded this free book, 64 pages, packed full of information and advice, from power to speed, setting up your own training regime. This book really has a ton of information in there for you. Okay, right, I'm gonna excuse me, I'm going to demonstrate 3 variations of the power right hand. Okay, let's start with the basics. Now the power right hand, it's really interesting because it's a punch that especially boxers early on can really lose confidence with. You know when someone's losing confidence with throwing their backhand is because they just revert to jabs all the time and they become gun shy. It's really difficult to get them out of it. You've got to go down and really get into the mechanics and get them confident, and it's usually down to rotation. But let me show you this first punch. From there, and from the side, and finally from the other side. What's happening? We're in our stance. It's initiated with a push off that leg. So the foot drives around, really drives off that leg. These hips rotate, front leg bends to accommodate the rotation of the body. If you imagine you've got a steel pole going right through the top of your body and you rotate around that. So drive off the back leg, hips bend, front foot stays at 45 degrees, lift your heel slightly, bend that leg, and then right at the end the shot goes out. Nice and straight. The punch happens last in that sequence. It is the final action of the sequence. It's for throwing a shot. That's the textbook straight backhand. Boom! That's how we teach a backhand. That's how we teach a right hand for early stage boxers. Then we've got what I love this one. This is a really neat thing to do. Everything the same. I haven't come up with a really cool name for it, so we just call it the early release right hand. We just talked about when you throw your right hand, you leave it to the end of the rotation and the arm goes out. I'll come on to the common faults for all of these because they're all pretty much the same. I'll do that in a minute. Let me just do the 3 punches and then we'll move on from there. So with the straight right hand, we drive, rotate, shot goes out last. If you release that shot early in the rotation, so as you drive off the back leg, and you let that punch go, you get a slightly different trajectory. Look, leave it late in the rotation, round, straight out, round, straight out. Let it go early in the rotation. You see that? So the first punch would land right in the point of my chin. The second punch would land just off to the side. Really subtle variation. So release it early, and then you get that kind of cross action. Comes across the target, drives across. Then the final one is what I'd call a long range right hook. From there, really round. Drive off the back leg. All of these are long range. Now look, you'll see my palm is turning down. If I'm throwing that really long punch and I'm getting winging it round with my arm. What happens if I'm palm in? It's a slap. It's not a punch. So at long range, when you're throwing these hooks, boom, 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 turn your palm in. Long range hooks really turn the palm down, I should say. Don't have it turned in. Otherwise it's a slap, it's not a punch. Okay, common faults, telegraphing, first one. You know, pull it back as if like they're firing a catapult. Don't draw it back. There's no need for it. Boom, boom. Be technically precise. Expect yourself to do these things well. I don't accept that you're trying to draw it back and hurt the opponent any more than a good, well-thrown backhand will hurt them. Under rotation. When I talked about the lack of confidence when boxers early stage boxers, novice boxers lose their confidence in this, what happens is they under rotate, so it becomes an arm punch. Problem with an arm punch, look at the difference. If I'm under rotating, look at the difference in range. Okay, pick a spot behind me somewhere. Okay, there's where my under rotated right hand, you'll see I've got no rotation in my hips. There. What happens if I rotate? You know. So they're constantly missing because they're under rotating, so they're missing. If they're missing all the time, they're more at risk to get hit. So every time you try and throw a right hand, they get hit. So what's the logical thing to do? Stop throwing the right hand. That's why you have to really get into the mechanics of it. So make sure that you rotate. One big problem with rotation is sometimes people lock their leg. That front leg, if that front leg locks straight, it will stop rotation of the hips. So you'll just find yourself there. So you've got to relax, relax, relax. Rotate, keep the hands loose. Don't try and wipe out humanity with every punch that you throw. You don't need to. Be precise, be technically solid. Elbow flare. Any punch that goes where the elbow comes up, you're just losing power. You're losing the integrity. Elbow's got to follow the line of the fist. Don't lose the integrity. And of course, when one hand goes, the other one stays. Right there. When to use it, look, it's long range heavy artillery, isn't it? You can stay at the edge of range. We all know the 1-2, boom, boom, nice and relaxed. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, whipping them round both ways. Try it with feints. Boom, boom, boom. Just, you know, I mean, as a follow-up, as a dessert, left hook makes a great dessert to a straight right hand. 1, 2. Why does it make a great dessert? 1. Energy stored up in the front leg without overreaching. We don't overreach. Energy stored, front leg taut, bang, come straight back. That left hook. And of course you can do it all to the body as well. Just duck. Head, body. Head, body. Head, body. Just a duck. Bend at the knees. Here's me on a heavy bag trying to show you a bit of right hand work. Okay, practice slowly, just enjoy going through it slowly in front of a mirror or in the kitchen while you're waiting for your kettle to boil. Kettle time boxing. Take every few minutes you can, work through those 3 variations. See which ones work in which circumstances. How do they feel when you're using them on the heavy bag or shadow boxing? There you go, download the Beginner Boxer Toolkit. You'll not regret that. It's free and I promise you, you'll not regret it. Otherwise, my name's Fran Sands. This is myboxingcoach.com.